how do you get employees and recruiters to understand how your skills in another industry translate into their industry? It's such a good question. This is, at the heart of what I was saying earlier on. It's like, this is a problem that it's not recognized to the extent that it should be. And I think we have to almost spell it out for people. I think
not almost. You have to. You have to
yeah.
connect those dots and be as direct and specific as possible. And so Tomas, it's a great question. Thanks for asking. But literally say, this thing that I do is helpful, valuable to you because. And then understand. So, and has the potential to, like increase, save time.
Tell the story. The food now. The Chopped, the show. So thanks for remembering. I was like, wow, yeah. So this is a great example, and it's up on my website. It's from my podcast. Camera Ready and Abel, Dave Noel, who, by the way, I first met when he was a production assistant at VH1, and now he's a mogul who has successfully sold over 60 television shows and created Chopped, among many. Mm-hmm. And he told a story on a podcast that a few weeks ago. It's so incredible. So one is just the brainstorm process of how he came up with the idea with Chopped with his partner was amazing. But then what he did, Tommaso, to your point, is then he knew he was going to take this into the Food Network. By the way, he already did have a relationship. But what he did that nobody stops to do was think about, how am I going to make the Food Network see this as valuable? What do they need? And it's because they get pitched great ideas all the time. So he understood where they had holes in their programming schedule and what they needed. And he understood that the idea of Chopped was a show that you could just, show over and over again. He understood you could use Chopped to lead into any other show because it wasn't thematic the way the others were. And so he literally said, Chopped could be your Jeopardy. And the head of programming was like, boom, I get it. Love it. Because you have to remember, so many people are walking in with great ideas all the time who also come in with a great track record, but he always takes the time to understand, how is this valuable to you? How is this going to make a difference? And he was really specific, really creative. And the other point is, if you watch, there's a video clip as well of Dave, his energy and passion around talking about this is infectious. Yeah. No, it's brilliant. It's absolutely
brilliant. He shares his belief. Oh, thanks for remembering about that.
Yeah, no, thanks for doing that, because it's just such a great story, and I think a great example of somebody who's thinking outside of just what, in this case, he really wanted and needed to do, and thinking about his audience, thinking about the people who had the power to give him that opportunity. What do they need? How do I sell it to them? Or tell that story, right? It's all about telling your story. How do you tell that story in a way that is appealing, compelling, and makes everybody go, yes, absolutely, we must have that. We must have you.
Yes.
Right.
I actually want to take a moment to remind ourselves, too, that everyone, it's easy to forget in sort of the Myers-Briggs of life, we all process information differently.
Yeah.
So what is obvious to you is not necessarily obvious to someone else because they process differently. Yeah. And so that's why it behooves us very simply and specifically to spell it out.